Did you know that before becoming Florida's governor, Rick Scott was entangled in a massive healthcare fraud scandal? What was this scandal all about? Here's a bit of backstory. Rick Scott, prior to his political career, was the chief executive officer of Columbia HCA, one of the largest hospital chains in the United States. However, his tenure at the helm was marred by controversy. In the early 90s, allegations of Medicare and Medicaid fraud began to surface against the company. These weren't just whispers in the corridors, these were serious accusations that caught the attention of federal authorities. This led to an extensive investigation into the company's practices. And the outcome? It culminated in the largest healthcare fraud settlement in US history. This was no small matter. It was a scandal that shook the healthcare industry to its core, putting Columbia HCA and its CEO Rick Scott under the national spotlight for all the wrong reasons. So, how did this scandal unravel, and what role did Rick Scott play in it? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the twists and turns of this intriguing saga. The accusations were grave and plentiful: fraudulent billing, overcharging government programs, and kickbacks to doctors. But where did Rick Scott fit into all of this? The answer lies in Scott's pivotal role as CEO of Columbia HCA, the company at the heart of the scandal. While Scott maintained his innocence, the allegations against him were damning. The company was accused of overcharging government healthcare programs, offering financial incentives to doctors for patient referrals, and even fraudulently billing for lab tests. The federal government was not idle. The FBI raided Columbia HCA offices, seizing documents and computer files in what would become the largest healthcare fraud case in US history. The investigation was extensive, leaving no stone unturned in its quest for truth. As the pressure mounted, Scott's position became untenable. He resigned amidst the scandal, leaving the company he had built in a state of turmoil. Columbia HCA would eventually plead guilty to numerous counts of fraud, resulting in fines totaling billions of dollars. But the scandal was far from over. The fallout was immense and had lasting implications. With Columbia HCA pleading guilty to 14 felonies and fined $1.7 billion, the fallout was inevitable. But what were the repercussions for Rick Scott? The ripples of the scandal were felt far and wide, but for Scott they were personal and profound. He was forced to resign from his position at the helm of Columbia HCA, marking a major shift in his career trajectory. His reputation, once gleaming with the sheen of successful entrepreneurship, was tarnished by the scandal. Yet this was not the end of Rick Scott's story. In a surprising twist, he made the decision to enter the world of politics. Despite the scandal hanging over his head like a dark cloud, Scott launched a successful campaign for the governorship of Florida. But the echoes of the scandal continued to reverberate throughout his political career. Controversy clung to him like a shadow, with many questioning his moral integrity and his ability to lead. Yet amidst the turmoil, Scott managed to navigate the choppy waters of politics, proving his resilience and determination. But the scandal that had once threatened to be his downfall had now become an inseparable part of his narrative, shaping both his public image and his political journey. The scandal had shaken up Scott's career, but it also changed the landscape of American healthcare. The Rick Scott scandal left an indelible mark on American healthcare and his political career. But what is its lasting legacy? In the wake of the scandal, healthcare regulations and practices underwent significant changes. These reforms aim to increase transparency, discourage fraudulent practices, and restore public trust in the healthcare system. However, the debate about Scott's involvement in the scandal never truly subsided. It continues to be a point of contention, with critics arguing that it should cast a shadow on his political career, while supporters maintain that he wasn't personally responsible for the fraudulent practices. Public perception of Scott is undeniably tied to the scandal. Despite his success in politics, many still remember him as the CEO of the company involved in the biggest Medicare fraud in history. This has led to a mixed legacy, with some admiring his political acumen and others questioning his ethics. While Rick Scott moved on to a successful political career, the scandal remains a defining chapter in his story.